Charles M. Baier was born on December 31st, 1942, and was raised in central Kansas. During his early school years, he was fully occupied by his church and whatever extracurricular activities he could get his hands on.
I've started playing sports, and our English teacher was also our forensics guidance person, and she insisted that I'd be in everything as far as forensics went, for reasons I have no idea. I didn't think I was very good at it, but she kept putting me in.
While he had tossed around the idea of joining the military right after high school, Baier didn't actually join until 2 years into college, when he knew the draft was counting down toward his name. By taking control of his future, he was able to commission into the 190th Air Refueling Group as a B-57 pilot in 1963.
And 2 years into college, I did not have direction, let me put it that way. And my landlord was an Army Guard technician at the Hayes Armory out there. And he said, "You need to join the Guard." I said, "In fact, they're looking for pilots." Got a call, invited me down for an interview, and took some tests, and took physical. And November of '63, I was commissioned as second lieutenant, with the pilot training date to be determined.
After he completed his military pilot training, Baier then went out and obtained a pilot's license with Transworld Airlines and spent 9 years flying for TWA as a civilian.
Flew with them and flew with the Guard, uneventfully, with nothing really exciting happening, until General Budig and General Bunting came to me and said, "Would you consider taking the commander's job?"
According to Baier, his civilian and military life was fairly run-of-the-mill until he was called to replace Colonel John Butler as commander of the 190th Air Refueling Group. At the time of his appointment, the unit was faced with an operational readiness inspection, where he was tested almost immediately in his new position.
It was my belief that a commander is just there to keep the arrows from being shot at the people that do the work anyway. So my form of leadership at that time was letting the people do what they're supposed to do and trying to keep anything from interfering with that. So we went through the ORI and did good on it.
Baier was able to take these challenges in stride and lead the 190th through many successful firsts, to include receiving an excellent rating in the Strategic Air Command Inspection, a first for any Air National Guard unit at the time.
The reason we got an excellent was because everybody was pulling the weight and doing the things the way they needed to be done, and knew that I needed to help. So they were doing everything they could to help out and do their thing, doing their duty.
Air National Guard senior leadership soon took notice of Baier and his unit's reputation for being one of the best refueling wings in the Guard. For this reason, the 190th was selected to lead all refueling missions in the emerging Desert Shield mission in Saudi Arabia, and later Desert Storm. It was a fast-paced few months for those deployed in support of the Saudi Arabian air refueling mission, requiring constant vigilance.
And that's when it all started. It was Monday night about midnight, and after the Royals came. It was actually, we were cranking up that night. We started getting airplanes ready that night. And well, they wanted everything we had to do it. And they said, "How many you got?" And I said, "Well, I can have you 3 by 6 in the morning, and I can probably have you 6 by noon." "No, you can't." I said, "Sure I can." And they said, "All right, call us when they're ready." So we called at 6 o'clock with 4 of them ready, and I called them back at 8:30 or 9 with all 6 of them ready. And they said, "No, they're not." I said, "Launch us."
Baier returned to Kansas in March 1991 from his deployment, and soon became the commander of the Kansas Air National Guard. He was later awarded Kansan of the Year in 1991 and had a day named in his honor. He explained that there were no words that could truly express how blessed he felt to have such a strong and fulfilling career.
Looking back at it, it really makes me feel pretty good. For somebody to just want to stay in for 6 years and get out and go somewhere else, it's amazing that all of it happened. I probably never even thought I could do it until I was forced into it. And it's like flying an airplane. You don't know how good or bad you are till things start going wrong, and you have to hold it together. So.
Since his retirement in 1993, he has been able to spend more valuable time with his family and enjoy a game of golf every now and then. However, actually slowing down has been the hardest part of his retirement. For a few years, he continued to work at his civilian career, and he still provides leadership and generosity toward the Kansas Air National Guard.
And naturally, you're retired and everything's golden and going your way, and the body breaks down, and you can't do all the things you think you can. And so, you just do what you can and enjoy what you can.
Reflecting on his successful past, General Baier was able to attribute his opportunities and the strength of his career to many important people in his life, including his family and loved ones.
And I relied on her a lot for the job she was doing before we got together and got married. She did a wonderful job over there. She's taken care of me now for 20 years. I think it's 20, maybe more than that. At 22, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, she's been a real support. So I appreciate everything she's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome our next inductee into the Kansas National Guard Hall of Fame, retired Brigadier General Charles Michael Baier, Jr.